This is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing with the Birthday Jubilee Collection and doing the project recipe. This one's going to be fun. I hope you'll join me. Let's take a look at my workspace and we'll get started. Alright, this is my workspace for today, and we're going to do the Birthday Jubilee project recipe. This is such a fun collection. I really like the way that the colors all work together and the way that it can be used for both masculine and feminine birthdays. So a really nice celebratory collection, and the embellishments are all just really cool. Everything about it is just really neat. To do this project recipe, you're going to need 5 sheets of paper. You're going to need 2 base sheets of designer paper. You're going to need 2 pieces of designer paper that you're going to cut, and you're going to need 1 piece of cardstock. And in the sample here, they have used blue cardstock. I've gone ahead and used blue cardstock as well. I was going to use orange, but because of the amount of orange in the base sheets that I chose, I think the blue is going to work better for what we need to do. So we'll see. Hopefully it will work and be the best it can be. I've got my permanent jumbo adhesive. I've got my repositionable adhesive. We're going to use those in a little bit. So I'll set them over there. I also have the new Stacked Presents Border Maker cartridge, which is so fun that we have another one of these. If you've been around CM for a while, then you know we have another punch that is a decorative border punch, not a border maker cartridge, but a separate winged border punch that punches a row of gifts, which is very cool and has, I'm sure, been used for many a birthday. And these are going to be a perfect addition to that. But you can see how they stack, and in this particular layout, this is a vertical border that we're going to be making rather than a horizontal one. So I like that you can use this either way, which is kind of fun. So anyway, we're going to get into using that in just a bit as well. So let me just pop that into the housing so it's out of the way. And I'm going to remove the cupcake papers because those are going to be our base sheets. I know they're kind of busy, and I debated on whether I should use those or not, but I think it's going to be good because a lot of it's going to be covered with photos. So we'll see how busy it looks once we get everything on there. Okay, I'm going to grab my trimmer and we're going to do some cutting to get started. So let's swap over here to the cutting guide, and in taking a look at the cutting guide, we are going to, let's see, we are going to need, I'm trying to remember which designer paper I was using for which thing, so bear with me just 1 second here. Green, so the red is our paper number 1, and then the confetti is going to be paper number 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the green. We're going to cut 2 1-inch pieces and 2 5-inch by 12-inch pieces. So 2 1 by 12s and 2 5 by 12s. So we're going to do 1 inch. 1 inch you can measure on the right hand side of your cutting line. And I always like to put the bulk of my paper where I can put most of it along the shoulder to keep my paper nice and straight. So that's just a habit I got into a long time ago. And so this one's 5 inches and this one's 5 inches. So that takes care of that particular paper. And we're going to set that over here. Then we're going to move on to the confetti paper, which is going to represent the peach, or it's represented by the peach right here. We need 2 pieces that are 1 1/4. And let me just flip this and make sure we're not flipping any of these over. We're not. Okay. Not that it's that critical of a thing, but just checking. Okay, so we need 2 that are 1 1/4 by 12. So 1 1/4 and 1 1/4. And then we have some mats, so we're going to make a piece that is 4 by 12, and then we're going to turn that and cut it in half to make 2 4 by 6 mats. And I'm just going to make sure that that is even there with my little cheater piece. And we'll cut that at 6. So those are going to sit up there, those mats. Then I need another piece that's 4 by 6. Let's see. 4 by 6. We're going to cut that at 6, and then we're going to cut one at 4 1/2 inches. So cutting that right there at 6 to make another 4 by 6. Then we're going to cut this one at 4 1/2. And then this last piece, either this piece or this piece, we're going to cut some ovals, but we're going to get to that in just a second after we take care of this blue cardstock. Okay, so first we're going to jump in here. Since I've got my trimmer out, we're going to cut a 4 by 12 inch piece. We're going to cut another 4 by 12 inch piece. All right, then we're going to stack those 2 pieces on top of each other, and we're going to cut those. Nope, I'm not going to stack them. Just checking my measurements again. We're going to cut one of them at 6 so that it's cut in half. So 6 by 4, we'll make 2 6 by 4 mats. Those can go up there. Then we want one at 4 1/2, just like we did with the confetti. And we want another one at 4 1/2. So we'll have a total of 3 4 1/2 inch by 4 frames. Okay, or mats. So those are going to go up there. All right, so the remainder of this we're just going to set aside. We're going to punch a border, so bear with me here a second. I'm going to grab my border maker system. And we're going to punch 2 borders from what's left of our cardstock here. Okay, so we're going to load our Creative Memories Border Maker paper holder, and then we're going to just run that Border Maker cartridge down the side, punch and slide. You guys know the drill. Right, punch and slide, punch and slide. Okay, so there's one. Just going to get rid of my confetti, and then we will do one more. It does take a little bit of extra effort because we're punching cardstock, so it doesn't punch as easily as designer paper, but it does still work as long as you're using CM cardstock. Some of the other cardstocks that you might find at a regular craft store could be too heavy a weight. And if you get too heavy a weight of paper, you will jam your punch, so just be careful. All right, so that's done. Just gonna get that out of the way. Now we need to cut some ovals. These ovals are cut using the smallest of the oval templates from our custom cutting system, and the blue blade and then the red blade. Okay, so we end up with a loop that way. All right, so we're going to cut on the inside using the smallest oval. These are going to be tiny. All right, so I'm just going to, rather than compromise this whole strip, I think I'm going to use this. That way I can save that 12-inch strip to use in something else. So I'm cutting 3 from the blue cardstock, and I'm cutting 3 from the red cardstock. Now the key with doing this is you don't want to move your template. So go around with the blue, and then, ooh, I forgot to get the red blade ready. Then we're going to go around with the red. And what that does is it cuts a loop, or which I feel like could be called a fruit loop. Okay, so there's our first one. We're going to do 3 of those in blue, and we're going to do 3 of those in the remnants of the confetti paper up there. So there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. All right, and sometimes when you use this system, you get little hair pieces off the edge where you start and stop. That's something that has always happened for me whenever I have used this system, so it's not completely foul-proof, but if you just sort of pinch those off, they come right off, and it's not a big deal. I'm going to try and get 3 ovals out of this piece here. I think I can without too much of a problem. We'll see. This small oval is kind of tiny, so you have to be careful where you place your fingers to make it happen, but I think it'll be okay. Can I just turn this a bit so that we're conserving a little bit more of the paper. The best part about these blades, if you have the old version of this custom cutting system and the custom cutting blades, you may not realize it, but the new blades, the blades rotate, so you don't have to rotate your hand as you're going around your shape, which is such a huge game changer for me, because it can get to be a struggle with your fingertips and your hand and arranging everything when you have to constantly be readjusting your grip on things. All right, so that is all going to go away eventually. That's going to go away eventually. We've got our 3 confetti rings, our 3 blue rings. All our other pieces are cut. Time to assemble. Alright, so we're going to flip this back over to the, I'm just going to move these up here so they don't get lost. I'm going to move that one over here because we're not going to use it. Those are going to stay there. Alright, so I need a base sheet. Let's grab one of the base sheets up here. And we are going to take a look at the layout page again, because that's going to be our go-to for getting this started. All right, so we're going to take a red piece right here, the red firework piece. I'm partial to red, so I really like it. It's my kind of red. I love the deep kind of cranberry reds or the bright cherry reds. I'm not an orange red person. This is right on the border of an orange red, but not quite. Okay, so we want this to be, I'm going to go with roughly an inch from the top. So that's why I'm turning this to the side so I can see where the inch would be. So we're going to go with right there. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and assemble the borders really quick. I didn't think about that, but we probably should do that before we do anything. So grab those strips that we cut, and the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and take the red strip, and we're going to put that red strip right down the middle of the confetti strip. So we're going to put this right down the center. Just eyeball it so it's even on both sides of that strip and center that. My adhesive keeps grabbing in the wrong place. I don't want it. Okay. Like that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I got a little bit of adhesive over the edge here, so I'm just going to fold that back. Okay, there we go, like that. Then we're going to come in here with our repositionable adhesive, and we're going to take our presents and just put some repositionable adhesive in several places all the way down. And then this is going to go right down the middle of our red strip. Now be careful when you place this down. You're actually going to look at the package right here with the little bow on it and the stripes. That's going to be your eye to centering this, because if you try to center it using the package that's on the bottom, you're not going to, it's going to be off center because it's more narrow, and yeah, anyway, just not going to work right. You won't be happy. So, okay. Alright, so there we have our two vertical borders that we're going to use. And now let's see. This is going to go, oh no, first we need a sticker. So you'll notice at the very top here they have a sticker that's going across the top. That's one of the 12-inch stickers from the collection. If you didn't get the sticker pack, you can always just cut a 1/4-inch piece of from one of the pieces you had left, like this one. You could cut a 1/4-inch piece off of that and use it across the top, or even this side of it if you wanted. Or you can come over here and you can select one of these borders and put this down right across the top of your layout. Depends on what you want to do. This border that they used is this one right here, the blue one. It looks like frosting. That's kind of clever. Or you could use this one. This one's kind of cool. It looks like draperies or draping on maybe a wedding cake even. I think we're going to go with the blue just because the flowers don't really lend themselves to going directly across the top of this. So I know that's what they used in the sample, and usually I try to vary mine. Well, you know what? We could vary it. I'm just going to stick this back on here. Wow, that went back on there pretty good. I'm feeling impressed with myself. Okay, so we're gonna I'm just gonna take this strip that I had left over, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut. I'm gonna cut through a length that is 3/8. I'm not gonna go as narrow as 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna go 3/8 of an inch instead. Let's do, yeah, there we go. So 3/8 of an inch. There we go. Okay. And then we'll use that instead and see how it turns out. Just to give you a variation on the theme, right? I think I'm going to go with the lighter orange across the top to give us a little more orange in our world. I have a nephew whose wife, he and his wife just had a tiny little one, and they took her to an aquarium the other day and took a bunch of pictures of her, and many of the pictures from the aquarium showed things that were bright and colorful, but more than that, the ones she was mostly attracted to were orange, which I thought was really fascinating because orange is not a color that I generally personally am attracted to, but many folks enjoy it. And that little baby, she's so cute. She just loves to look at orange things. The brighter the better. Alright, so I had that strip, so I got it down on my second page. Let's go ahead and do the other piece of red. Get that one down in the same spot so that it all matches. Okay, so I'm going to line this up once again on my mat. Put this down 1 inch from the top edge. Alright, and then we're going to take this, we've got one on each side, and we've got, let me find my mats here. We're going to have a blue mat up here, and this mat down here. We're going to have one of these up here, one of these down here. This one's going to go here, and this one's going to go here. All right, so let's take a look at how these need to go together. This one's going to go down here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mount these. Now there is more to this particular one, the placement of this one and the one in the opposite corner on the opposite page. We'll get to that in just a second, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and mount these mats where they belong. So I'm putting these about 3/8 of an inch from the edge and centering them in the middle of this piece here. And then this piece, or this mat, is going to be a little higher. It's going to be a little bit let's see. I think we're going to end up with about 1/8 of an inch on the right and the left, and about 1/2 an inch from the top. Someone upstairs needs a bless you. I think that's my sweetheart sneezing upstairs. All right, we're gonna do this one about the same distance away on all accounts, and that will center it nicely in that red field. Okay, and then this border is going to go straight up in between. So just center it in between your mats, and you'll be golden, as it were, right? Let's see. Okay, so there's that side. Let's go ahead and do this side, and then we'll come back and do our loops. Okay. All right, so this one's going to be a little bit closer to the bottom edge than the other side, but still I'm putting it about 1/4 of an inch from the outside edge. It's going to go into this red field just a smidgen, okay? That's just the way that the measurements work out. This one is going to be about 1/8 of an inch from the top of this. Don't give it any more than that, because we have some loops that are going to go on the top of there. Okay, and again, this one's going to be at the same place, so it's easiest if you just put your paper edge to edge like this. Then you can come in here and make sure that that paper is in the same spot. Okay, about 1/8 of an inch from the inside edge, about 1/2 an inch from the red at the top. And this one, will line up with this edge, and just giving it about 1/8 of an inch as well. Okay, and then our border, our cute little border that we put together, is going to go up right in between again. So just center it, and it'll go straight up. All right, so like that. All right, now we need these 3 cute little loops, and we need our repositionable adhesive. Okay, so we're going to take one of the loops in the, that's going to be our center loop, and we're going to take each of our alternative or our next door neighbor loops. We're going to attach those on to that center one. Try to make the angle similar, like so. Okay, then we're going to add some adhesive to the base of the 2 on the sides, and these are going to go on this one. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose tool to lift this zipper up and just slip those behind, just deep enough that I can cover that adhesive, have it centered on that base. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with these 3 loops. We're going to add some to the bottom of the one that'll be in the middle. Take one and add it to the side. Take another one and add it to the side. All right. And you can put your adhesive on the front or you put your adhesive on the back. It just depends on how you want to approach it. And I'm going to go ahead and put this, slip this right underneath. And basically, when I am putting this in, I'm putting it deep enough that the top edge of my mat is coming to the bottom of that center inner circle, if that makes sense. Got another little hair of paper there. All right, so my rings are done, my bows are in place. That's awesome. Now we just need a couple of embellishments and we're good to go. So let's just go ahead and jump over here and we'll just use some stickers because these stickers are super cute. Some things get better with age. Frosting and Friends. Shh, it's a surprise party. It was the best birthday ever. Cupcakes and candles. It's my birthday. Birthdays are just nature's way of saying, eat more cake. I like that one. Let's see. A little cake and a lot of fun. I like that, considering we have cupcakes on here. That's kind of cute. Celebrate you. Sprinkled with happiness. Cute, cute, cute. All right. Let's see. I think we need a couple presents because birthdays tend to be about presents. So we can put a couple of those and maybe a sparkler to kind of round out those two. Sparklers are a cute idea. I like that. Okay. They've got embellishments right here in the middle, right here, and down here. So those are the 3 spots that the designer chose to put their embellishments. We can do that too. I think those are good spots. I definitely would put something down here and here. So we can, maybe we'll do, oh, those are the same ones they put there. I don't want to be a copycat. Let's put these over here. All right. But you know what? If I do that, it's going to be interfering with my my mat. So let me just pop it up on some foam squares so that I can not interfere with the photo that I want to put down on that mat. And then I will be much happier with that. Okay, I'm going to grab my powder and just dust this off really quick so that it's not going to stick to my page. Whew. A little bit of a cloud there from the powder. Gotta love the no stick powder, which is back in stock, by the way. Initially, when we came out with that recently, it sold out, and then we weren't sure if we were going to get more, but it is back, and I would highly recommend it because it helps make your stickers so they don't stick to your photos, which is a lovely thing. Okay, so we're going to stick that there. Then we're going to come up with like a little cake and a lot of fun. What should we put with that? Maybe the cupcakes? Maybe just the one cupcake. A little cake and a lot of fun. We could put a candle in the cake. Like that. That's cute. We could put it over here. I like that idea too. It's a good day for ideas. All right, so we're going to use some foam squares on this one too, because it's going to be in that awkward place. I need a tiny one for up here on the stem of the candle. Just fits. And I'm not going to worry about this. I'm going to put some powder on that so it won't get stuck down on my layout. Okay. Perfect. Not sticky at all. All right, this one's going to go down right here. And actually, I need to cover this one up. I should not have taken that sticky off. That way I can still slide my photo underneath there. My bad. Okay, so that works. I can still slide it. All right, so now I need one more, and I think that one more is going to go probably over here, kind of right in there. Let's see. I don't know, I just love this. Birthdays are just nature's way of saying have more cake. There's something about that that's just fun. Like so, and then what else could we do in there? Maybe a little bit of confetti, and we'll use the other sparkler. How's that? Oh, I think I need the orange confetti rather than the blue confetti. So let's grab, I like this one up here. It's kind of fun. All right, I think we are just about there. We'll just kind of stick this guy on there like so. All right, now we don't necessarily need to pop this one up because it's not going to interfere with anything. So I'm just going to put that right there on the fringe, right on the corners. So it's just right on the corner of that mat, right on the corner of this mat, so my photos won't interfere with it, or it won't interfere with my photos. So awesome. All right, I think that is that. What do you think? A fun collection. This is a fun new birthday collection. I hope that you have all gotten this and have added it to your supplies so that the next time you have a fun birthday to make a layout for, you'll go to this. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. Have a great day.